How you doing, Mr. Camara?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself, Christian?
Great. This is my resume right here. Ah.
So since you want to be a teacher,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
sounds good. Well, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. If that's fine with you.
That's great.
Sounds good. So we're gonna start with where'd you go to college and what degree do you plan on getting?
I'm currently at Frostburg State right now. This is my junior year, and I plan on getting my master's in education within the next 2, maybe 3 semesters. So I'm on my way.
Yeah, sir. That sounds good. Frostburg. I attended Frostburg.
Yeah. How'd you like
Yes,
it?
sir. It was a nice experience.
Nice experience. Did you play any sports there?
Yes, sir. I was a football player.
Football player. Okay. I play baseball, so yeah.
Athletes gotta stick together.
That's right.
All right. List 5 adjectives that describe you.
5 adjectives. One would be loyal. One would be ambitious, hard worker, leader, and honest. To be honest, I would say honest.
Honest. We like that. We like honest, loyal, hardworking people. Those are the type of people we want working with us. When did you decide to become a teacher, and why did you choose this field?
I was always interested. At first, I was really looking to be a real estate agent, but then, I talked to my dad about it, and he also agreed that he did see that I could be a teacher. He said that I have all the characteristics and skills that it takes to be a teacher, and I feel like my dad would know what's best, and so I'm pursuing my career in teaching.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having parental guidance. Nothing wrong with that at all. What level do you want to teach at, and why do you want to teach at that level?
I would love to teach at a high school level. I feel like I could relate to all these high schools, what they're going through, because, it's not that I don't like kids, it's just that I see myself in a high school environment teaching older kids education that they need to know how to prosper in life.
Sounds like you want to make an impact on them.
That's right.
That sounds good. Is there a teacher that's made an impact on your life that made you want to pursue
There
a
actually
teaching
is
career?
one teacher that made an impact on my life. I'll never forget his name. It was Dr. Stoltzfus. It was in 8th grade. He was my social studies teacher. One thing that really stood out to me is that before every class, he would go around to each and every student, and we would do these things called thankfuls. Give thanks to what we're thankful for that day. And starting a class off with a positive vibe, positive attitude can really change your way on how you want to do with that class, how you see this teacher, and he just made an impact on me, which I want to do with other kids as well.
Sounds like he was a wonderful teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to describe your teaching style?
My teaching style would be fun and unique. Fun meaning that I will always have control of my students no matter what happens. Unique meaning that I don't want to be that boring teacher that just stands up there, tells them to take notes. Me, myself, I'm a visual learner.
Yeah.
And I see most people as visual learners as well. So I would like to just bring what they need to see, and hopefully they experience it, and then I'll make an impact on their lives just like Mr. Stoltzfus did with me.
That's an excellent teaching style. Is there any life-changing experience you've gone through?
There is one life-changing experience I've gone through. It was the summer of 2014. Are you familiar with Aberdeen Ripken baseball camp in Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay, so they host this thing every year where they bring in Brooklyn kids. I wouldn't say troubled, but they were, troubled. They were probably 14. It was my job to teach them the dynamics. It was 4 of my buddies, and I had base running. So I would just try and make it fun for them. And at first it was really hard because, it's hard to hear 14-year-olds look at you and say, hey man, shut the F up, I'm gonna do whatever I want. So at first I was like, geez man, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, but as the week went on, I really started to get to know these kids and, like them, and they did make an impact on me. I'm hoping I made an impact on them as well.
We like that. We like to hear our teachers make an impact on kids' lives and other capacities besides teaching.
Mm-hmm.
That's real good. Describe your planning process for, say, a major project or unit.
Major planning process. The way I work is I can put a good solid hour into thinking, and then after that I need a quick 20, maybe 30-minute break. So say I work an hour, watch a TV show, and then say 4 TV shows go on. I would have that project. I would have that done completely and have watched 4 TV episodes. So works out.
And how would you say you deal with time management and lesson planning?
Time management, like I said before, I have ADHD, which I require. It's hard for me to sit down sometimes. It's hard for me, but once I take a deep breath and really focus, I can put a good hour on the thing, and then just like what I said earlier, take a little break, and then go back to it. And that's how I provide.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm looking at your resume here, and it's quite impressive. And we'll get in contact with you within the week.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. How you doing, Roland?
How you doing, Mr. Burn? Pretty good. That's my resume.
Oh yeah. All right. So how's your day going today?
It's going pretty good.
Going pretty good. Oh, just another day in paradise.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Roland, where did you go to college and what degrees do you have?
I went to school at Frostburg State University, and I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in Mass Communications with a focus in journalism.
Frostburg State, huh? You play any sports there?
Sir, I played football.
Football, yeah? How's that?
It was pretty well. Pretty good. I was a 4-year starter.
4-year starter. What position did you play?
I was a defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. Awesome. I'm sure you had some leadership roles being the 4-year starter there.
Yeah.
Okay, Roland, I'm going to ask you a question that we ask all of our interviewees, okay? What is the biggest obstacle you've ever had to face throughout your life?
About 5 years ago, me and my mother got in a terrible, terrible accident. For me, I was lucky because I made it out. I made it out pretty good, but fortunately for her, she got hurt really, really bad. She was in the hospital for about a month. So I'm just living life with the thought of my mom being in the hospital, her not coming out or being in good condition. So thank God she got out. She got out the hospital pretty good, but
Thank God. Okay, Roland. So could you tell me why do you want to be a journalist?
I want to be a journalist because I get the opportunity to present my stories to people who read the paper in the morning. I also want to be a journalist because you get the opportunity to be investigative. Being a journalist, you got to be able to do whatever means necessary to get the lead, to get the headline, to get the story. So
Okay.
I exhibit those qualities.
Okay, now when you say investigative, you mean you like to investigate things, find out things, you're curious? Okay.
Stuff like that.
We need those personality traits in our program. Okay, can you tell me what makes you different from all the other candidates?
I'm going to be the hardest working candidate you interview. Anything that needs to be done, it will get done, and I will not be late getting it done.
Okay. Okay, so Roland, can you tell me, are you involved in any community services?
A couple weeks ago, I volunteered with the YMCA down in Cumberland, and what we would do is we would make and feed food to the homeless. We would clean up the area so the community looks nice, and we would also work with youth basketball camps. We would teach them basketball skills. We would get Frostburg State University players to come down and talk to them, and it was a real nice experience.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you learned a lot. Now, were these troubled kids, or were they just kids that were looking for a basketball camp?
They were just kids in the community. We just wanted to give back to them.
Okay, I like that. We're looking for a lot of community service efforts, and you can fit our qualities.
Right.
So, can you tell me about your best work?
When I was in high school, students would have an issue with the food in the cafeteria. They didn't like the quality of it. Parents would call, former students would call about it, and I just thought maybe if I was to write in my paper, my high school paper was the Jaguar, if I was to write in it about the cafeteria food, hopefully I'd be able to have an impact on that and have some power to change it. So fortunately for me, the principal just happened to come across the paper and she read it, and within a few weeks, the food started to get better.
Oh yeah, so you made an impact in your school's community. Okay, I like that. Okay, so can you tell me how you would handle a deadline? Say something's due maybe 2 weeks ahead of time, and you're filled with all this work that you got to be doing. So could you tell me how you would handle that?
If a deadline was due in 2 weeks, I'd probably try to get it in 4 days before. Get it cleared with the editor and the publisher. I try to get things done quick. I'm not the procrastinating type. I want to get things done in efficient time, so I don't have to worry about whether my work is bad or not. I turn in quality work.
Awesome. Okay, so can you explain to me how you are a team player and how you would fit in with our organization?
I'm dedicated. You don't have to worry about me being, as some would say, social loafing. You'll have my 100%. I give everything.
Awesome. So now back to the football. When you were a part of that team, did you have a moment where you guys were down and then you had a burst of, energy to get your team pumped and back in it to win the game?
My sophomore year, actually, we were playing at Case Western Reserve. It's a school up in Ohio. They were undefeated, and we hadn't won a game yet. So first quarter, we were tied up 7-7, but in the second quarter, they ended up scoring 14 more points. So at the half, we were down 21-14. As we were walking into the locker room, everybody was down, dejected, had their heads down. Me being a sophomore, I decided to take a leadership role and tell everybody that the game's not over. Just because we're down 14 points doesn't mean we're going to lose by 14 or lose at all. So we came out fired up, came out with a lot of energy, and by the time the game was over, we had won in overtime, 33-31.
That's great. Now, the fact that you said you were a sophomore and you decided to put the team you decided to tell them what we needed to do and take action and take leadership roles. You know, we've been searching for that in our community for a while now, and you know, your resume is very impressive with all these leadership and all these community service. You know, definitely expect a call for us within the next few weeks. Okay, Roland? Really appreciate that. Thank you. Sounds good.